Guys, what's going on? Today I'm going to get working on the intercooler for the turbo setup on the Ranger. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe so you can see the rest of the build. Go back and check out the other videos up to this point, doing the engine swap and starting on the turbo setup. I'm going to throw the intercooler in today, see how that goes. Let's get to it. Alright guys, so today we're going to be pulling this thing out and putting this thing in.
Oh.
Yeah. So we're going to pull the grill off, take some of the internal plastic out, do whatever we got to do to try to find a good spot for this thing to mount. We'll get that thing in there and then we'll start working on the piping. Alright, so first thing we're going to do, pop that bad boy right off. We'll pluck this B out of here, or maybe we'll just get his wing off. So we're gonna pull this whole plastic piece out. This is just held with some plastic clips. I'll rip this whole thing out. That may or may not go back in there. And now I'm just going to start looking around and try to come up with a plan for how I want to get this thing in there. I do have the transmission cooler I have to worry about, so I might mount that in a different spot. So I'm going to eyeball this thing a little bit and then I'll let you know when I got a plan. Alright, I think the first thing we can start with is some measurements. So let's figure this thing out. So the body of it, main body is, we'll say 28 inches. From inlet to outlet is 31. It's about a foot high and 3 inches deep. So we'll say 12 by 31 by 3. Now just start by kind of measuring some depth. The 3-inch depth, I don't think I'm going to have a problem with at all, especially if I move this pocket inside here. The pocket inside these mounting rails here, those supports, it's exactly 31 inches. So, and that's where the hose would be coming in. So I might be able to go underneath those in this section here. That might work out pretty slick. And if we do a foot high off the bottom is about right there. So I'm thinking I might be able to use like this bracket underneath here and just pop it in this whole cavity. This might actually work out pretty slick. Alright, so this is the spot where the latch was. I removed the latch and just kind of swung it over to the side. So if I look at the depth here, we're right at just about 3 inches. So I think what I'm going to do is trim a little bit of this bottom section of metal off, and that should give me 3 inches. If I just go straight out to about here, that should be enough to basically slide the whole thing in. I do have these here and the transmission cooler, so I'm going to work on getting the trans cooler out of there and then see what we need to do with these things. But after that, I should be able to basically slide the whole thing in from the top and then put the pipes going through down there. So I have the trans cooler unbolted now, and I'm just going to drop it down. Kind of get it out of the way for now, and then I'll figure out a different mounting point for it later on. So next I'm going to, there's actually a little bracket inside here. I'm going to try to unbolt that thing out. I'll probably have to just cut a piece of it out. I'll probably cut straight down right here and leave this middle section in, but let's do that. Alright, so I did go through and trim a little bit out of the top over here. So let's give it a test fit and see what happens.
Are you sawing? No.
No, Lincoln. I'm trying to put this in.
I thought you said sawing again.
A little tighter than I thought, but I think we still got a couple more inches to go down. I'm hung up on the wiring right here. Alright, so it's down about all the way. So I don't have any room to put the latch back on, so that's a bit concerning. So I might actually have to go a little bit lower. I do have some standoffs on the bottom. I could probably trim those guys. And let's do that, and we'll try to get a little bit lower. I did just test fit it. I started thinking about this latch, and I really need to measure from the bottom of the latch, and I wasn't really thinking about that. So this brings my clearance down to about another 1.5 inches lower than I thought. What I'm going to try to do now is actually pop the bottom out and tilt it, and I'm going to try to bring it down a little bit more. So I trimmed this. So I'm going to slide this forward over the top. So this should allow me to bring it in at an angle. I trimmed out the pieces here that were sticking out. I probably have to go a little bit more, but I'm going to drop it in and test fit it and see where that gets me. Alright, so we'll try to drop this thing in again and pop the bottom out. See where that gets us. So if we bring this out, oh, that smashed my hand a little bit. Okay, so I'm almost clear on the bottom. So I'll show you what I'm looking at here. So that rail down there, that red that this is resting on, when I pull this forward, it's almost to the end of that, and I want to get it past that. So it's actually tilted a little bit forward, and then I can drop it down a little bit more. That did help me out quite a bit already. So I'm going to trim around here a little bit more. This will work pretty slick. I got a lot of room there now. Do the same thing, trim out here, and then I should be able to clear that bottom section. And just for reference, what it looks like. So I'll probably hang it down, and then there's some brackets underneath, and then I'll weld something up that I can bolt this to. Alright, so the intercooler's in there now. I was able to get the latch back on for the hood. It's in there pretty tight. I'll probably do like some mounting points on the top. I think it works pretty good. I'm going to try to test fit the grill quickly. See what that looks like. Pop that pig in there. Just going to throw this screw in. That's what she looks like. So I find a spot for the transmission cooler. I'll probably just tuck it somewhere, I don't know, somewhere under here. Shorten these up. That should be pretty easy to figure that out. But other than that, done. I'll probably do like some mounting for it so it's a little bit more stable, doesn't vibrate. Then I just have to do the piping going from the turbo to the intercooler and then intercooler to the intake. So other than that, should be good. That's about it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Hit the thumbs up button if you liked it. Like it. Stay tuned for next time. Gonna do the piping next. Probably gonna have to do some cutting and welding. That's why I practice with the aluminum. We'll try to bugger fest the crap out of that thing and get it to hold some air. So thanks for watching. See you next time.